Hello and welcome to the Fit and Free podcast. This is a podcast for women who want it all, to feel strong and confident in their bodies, as well as enjoying a sneaky mug on a Friday night. I'm an exercise physiologist and sports nutritionist, here to teach you how to achieve your body goals without food and your body controlling your life. So let's jump in. Hello you guys, and welcome back to another ep of the Fit and Free potty. And hello, officially from Bali. We have arrived and I'm just so freaking excited. I'm so excited to be here. I am so excited to be recording this episode for you guys, and things are freaking amazing. So before we jump into the episode, I'm going to give you a little bit of a life update. So if you're a new listener, hello. We have officially just moved from Australia to Bali, and we have moved to Canggu. We've moved a little, not right in the hustle and bustle, because as everyone is probably aware, Canggu is so freaking busy. So we've moved a little bit further out, and it's actually so nice, and it's actually so peaceful. There are so many rice fields around us. There's a lot of space. It's very quiet. So it's a vibe. However, the downside is it is a bit of a scooter ride to get into town. And if you know, you've been listening for a while, riding the scooter in Bali used to freak me the F out. But now I am so proud of myself. I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone. I'm doing hard things, because that's the vibe, is I'm getting really, really comfortable in driving the scooter. And so it's not so bad anymore. So that has been a win. But overall, we have settled in. We got here on Sunday and it's now Friday. So almost a week now, and life feels somewhat normal. I have just gone straight back into my routine. I joined the gym, did my groceries. I just maintained all of my habits, because honestly, that's just how I live my life, and regardless of where I am. And yeah, things have just settled in really nicely. This morning I did a mat Pilates class, which was really fun. Then I went and did an ice bath, and then I went in the jacuzzi, and then I laid in the sun and read my book a little bit. And yeah, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of like micro challenges every single day that is definitely building my own resilience. Like, God, some of the things, like the other day, I was so hungry, and my girlies who love to eat, you probably get this, but like driving around on the back of a scooter in traffic for like an hour and 15 minutes just to find somewhere to eat wasn't the vibe. So, well, life is absolutely amazing, and I'm so grateful for it. Traveling always just tests you in so many different ways. So that's definitely something that I'm going to be working on behind the scenes. I was honestly just building my resilience in any sort of situation, because in the past I've been someone who has been so reactive over like just minuscule things, but that's not productive for anyone. It's not productive for me. It's not productive for Nils. It's not productive for my clients. It's not productive for anyone. So that's something that I am definitely going to be working on behind the scenes, especially living here with a lot more challenges in comparison to Australia. Like, I would get in my car, I would drive to the gym, I would go to Woolies and be home. Now it's like a mission to do anything. But there's a part of me that like low-key like hates that. But I know there's a part of me that absolutely loves it, because it's like pushing my edges on a daily basis and really like building my resilience, getting outside of my comfort zone, because ultimately I know that is how I'm just going to continue to evolve and grow as a person. So for that reason, it makes me really excited. So yeah, other than that, I don't have much to report. The food has been amazing. We've been eating at local warungs every day for like lunch and dinner. So my lunches and dinners are like $2.50, and I get this amazing spread of food, and it's just been so good. And I'm excited to check out the restaurant scene here and the cafes, because there's just like so many. There's like so many more than there was even last time we were in Bali. So I'm excited to do that. So make sure, if you want all the Bali vibes, you're following me along on Instagram, because that is where I'm going to be sharing all of my life over there. Anyway, so that's about it. That's the life update. So let's dive deep into today's episode. So today's episode, I'm going to be speaking to 4 ways to know if you have too many rules and restrictions in your diet, and it's actually the reason why you're not seeing change in your body. See, it's crazy to me how so many people still think that they have to always eat in a calorie deficit, or they have to cut their calories really low, or they have to cut out certain foods, right? Not even just carbohydrates, but they go so far in. Like, one of the questions I get asked all the time as a nutritionist is this food good or bad? Or should I eat this? Should I not eat this? And it's just so wild to me to how much influence diet culture really still has on us today. And I am preparing a live training for you guys that's really going to teach you how to change your body composition, how to eat more without gaining weight. I've been doing a lot of research into this, and it's just so crazy to me how much, social media and diet still have such an influence on our beliefs in and around nutrition. And it breaks my heart is because this influence from these places are influencing people's behavior with nutrition. So what do? They think they need to drop their calories really low. They think that they need to cut out bad foods and eat clean. They think they have to, do some crazy diet to see a result. But it's this belief and this mentality that is actually holding so many people back from actually reaching their body composition goals. And there's so many layers to this. And ultimately, what you guys really need to understand is your beliefs in and around food dictate your behaviors, right? And if you are operating from the belief of food is going to make me fat, food is going to make me gain weight, I can't eat carbs because it's going to make me gain weight, I can't eat this, I can't have that, then it's going to be the reason why you self-sabotage your body composition goals. And how this can play out is signs this is happening. So I'm going to explain them for you. And I've got 4 really solid ones. So if you're experiencing these things, then it's probably a red hot flag that you have too many rules and restrictions in your diet. And that's the thing that you need to look at, not necessarily following a different meal plan or not necessarily like being stricter with your macros. It's actually your mindset that you need to work on to be successful. And this is something that, no one is talking about because everyone's talking about the calorie freaking deficit. However, if you can't stick to the calorie deficit, it just might not be a willpower thing. If you are not seeing the results in your body and you're eating low calories, it might not be a strategy thing. It's definitely potentially could be a mindset piece. So how to know if you have too many rules and restrictions in your diet. Number 1 is every time, or not every time, when you go out for food, you overeat. Maybe it's a social event. Maybe it's a restaurant. You get to the event and there's food on the table, and then you eat some, and then in your head you're like, oh my God, I just want to have more, and then you just keep picking at it. And you might not even be hungry anymore. You might be completely full, but you find yourself, you keep eating the food. You can't stop. Then you feel really bad about it. Then you feel guilty. Then you tell yourself you're either going to be good tomorrow, do extra movement to work it off to justify the behavior. The second way to know if you have too many rules and restrictions in your diet is if you have food guilt. If you're feeling guilty after you eat certain things, or if you're beating yourself up for going over your calories, this is a sign that you actually have too many rules and restrictions and you need to work on your mindset. The next sign is that you feel controlled by your calorie budget. Like literally your life revolves around when you can and can't eat. You only eat unless it's a certain time because there is a part of you that is so strict on your calories, and there's a part of you that is so afraid of going over. And number 4, the 4th way to know if you have too many rules and restrictions is if you are thinking about food all the freaking time. From the minute you wake up, from the minute you go to bed, right? And it's so sad to see, because it's these rules and restrictions that is really stopping people ultimately from actually being able to fuel their body correctly, because they tell themselves all of these things. I can't have this, I can't have that, I can't have carbs, can't have too many carbs, I can't go over my calories, I can't go out for food because it has too many calories, I can't do this, I can't have a big lunch if I've already had a big breakfast even though I'm freaking starving. Right? The problem with this is when we have too many rules and restrictions, what we do is we start listening to the rules and restrictions, which stops us from actually listening to our hunger and fullness cues. It stops us from being able to actually trust our body. It stops us from actually being able to fuel our body efficiently. And I see it all the time as people running into these issues of what you guys have to remember is restriction is not healthy for the body. The body hates not eating. We're made to eat, right? That's how we have energy. So if you're restricting, right? Like if you're saving your calories, if you're going out in the evening, or even if you're just, saving your calories in case you're hungry later in the day, what you're doing is you're putting your body under so much micro stress. You're restricting yourself, you're under eating in these micro moments. So of course you're going to lose control later. Of course you're going to be freaking hungry later. Of course you're going to have shit energy. And then what you guys have to realize is that the body is going to adapt to these micro deficits. This is why so many people are losing their menstrual cycle, why people have no energy, why people have bloating issues, why people have digestion issues, right? That's the body's way of coping to these low calories. And this is just so wild to me, because still people don't understand this. They think their bloating and their digestive issues is from what they're eating. So then they try and cut out more foods. Then they try and increase their fiber, which ultimately just puts more pressure on their digestive system, when in reality, in this space, what they actually need to do is start fueling their body correctly. Because if you're living by these food rules, if you're living by these rules and restrictions, right, what does that ultimately do? It's restriction. We are restricting ourselves. So when we restrict ourselves, what actually happens? You think it's going to help you lose weight faster, but what actually happens is you're not going to build any muscle on your body. So no matter how little you eat or how much you exercise, you're still not going to be happy with your body. It's going to significantly increase your anxiety around food. Like food is literally going to take over your life. You maybe be stuck in overeating and restricting cycles to prove to yourself again that you simply just can't be trusted with the cookies or going out for food. You're going to continue to lose weight and put it back on, lose weight and put it back on, without the composition of your body ever changing. And let's go a little bit deeper than this. Like if we are self-isolating from going out with our loved ones because of the calories, if we are hiding and we're beating ourselves up, then we're going to feel depressed. We're going to feel alone. We're going to miss out on so many core memories, especially if there's food involved. So what is the right way? The right way is we need to normalize food is fuel. Food is good for the body. Regardless if you want to lose weight, if you want to body recomp, if you want to build muscle, we have to realize that food is essential for all of those things. Even if you want to lose weight, you have to eat. Skipping meals, saving calories, what is that going to do? It's going to end up in an overeating episode, right? Then we say, fuck it, you can either pull the fuck it button and just go crazy and promise yourself you're just going to start again next week, or you continue to really restrict yourself and then have the consequences of what's going to happen to your body. Because when you start fueling and eating enough, and when you build a healthy relationship with food, is when you're going to be able to be confident in your body. You're going to have zero stress or anxiety around food, and ultimately you're absolutely going to get your life back. So how do you do it? To build a healthy relationship with food, there's multiple steps, but I want to give you one today, and I want to give you a really beautiful mindset shift that you can start implementing right now. And this step alone is really going to help you with your food anxiety. It's going to help you with staying in control in and around food. And that mindset shift is, I give myself permission to eat what I want when I want it, and I'm going to start treating every single day the same. Whether that's a Monday or a Sunday, we need to start treating every single day the same. So a mantra, what you can walk away with today is, instead of telling yourself, I can't have this chocolate, I can't eat this food because it's too many calories, what I want you to do is shift it to, I can have this today and I can have this again tomorrow if I feel like it. And I know that might sound so scary, and I know you're like, oh my God, I can't do that because I'm just going to lose control. But here's the thing, you guys, when you actually give yourself permission to eat what you want when you want it, when you start acknowledging your cravings and giving yourself that satisfaction through food, the novelty of doing that wears off. And I can be the perfect example for you guys, because like, I'm here in Bali and I have literally been eating out every single day for the last week. And like me, I don't want to have greasy food. I am not craving that. What I want is real nourishing, fresh, high protein, delicious food. And that's it. It's like, yeah, actually I said to Niels earlier, I was like, oh, I'm really craving an ice cream, but I haven't craved an ice cream all week. So what am I going to do? Tonight, I'm going to have a fucking ice cream and I'm going to enjoy it, and then I'm going to move on. And then tomorrow, I will no longer be thinking about the ice cream. However, if I told myself right now, no, Loz, you can't eat that ice cream, it has too many calories, it's going to undo your progress, what's going to happen? I'm not going to stop thinking about the freaking ice cream. So this is why the mindset component is so important to ultimately achieving your body composition goals. So I hope this helped in terms of bringing some awareness in and around some patterns that you might be playing out with your relationship with food. I would love to know if any of these resonated with you. Send me a DM and being like, oh my God, yes, I didn't realize that I had so many rules and restrictions going on, and it's something that I really need to work on in order to be successful. Because at the end of the day, like, the part of us is creating these rules. Like, she wants the best for us, and ultimately, you know, it's the part of us that is so deeply afraid of gaining weight. Like, maybe your story is, you know, you've gone through a weight loss journey and you've lost a bunch of weight, and now there's a part of you that is just so terrified of going back to where you once were. So now you have this belief of, if I increase my calories again, then I am going to go back to her. Or maybe your story is, you've always been in a smaller body, and because you've got so much praise and validation for being at that certain size, now there's a part of you that is terrified of eating more. Maybe because you spend so much time on social media and looking at all these fitspo people and comparing yourself to them, maybe that's a part of you that feels, you know, ultimately not good enough or not lovable if your body doesn't look a certain way. So I really hoped this really helped, because at the end of the day, like, you guys know what to do with your nutrition. You know you need to eat protein. You know you need to eat enough, like in a calorie deficit or at maintenance calories. You guys are so smart, like, you truly are. So, and there's so much education in and around nutrition now. So I really hope this has potentially opened your eyes in terms of some of the stuff that you still need to work on to fully be able to transcend and really let go of the limiting beliefs that you have in and around food, so that you can finally achieve your body composition goals once and for good. So my love, thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Number one challenge that all my clients face before we start working together is a lack of clarity on how much and what to eat to lose weight. Often they are making two huge mistakes: constantly trying to skip meals or eat under 1,600 calories. Secondly, only allowing themselves bad foods like chocolate on the weekend, but end up binging, all to tell themselves they're going to start again on Monday. If you feel like you have tried every diet under the sun and still can't figure out what to eat to achieve your weight loss goals, take my free 2-minute quiz. You can find the link in the show notes down below, and it will help you figure out exactly what you're doing wrong with your nutrition and exercise, and exactly what to do to fix it, so that you can finally be confident in your body and achieve your weight loss goals.